Hey, welcome to our homestead. Here we go. So this is the future home of our homestead adventure, and we just wanted to be able to see this before everything changed. Tomorrow, we're having some heavy equipment delivered out here, and they're going to begin the process. So we're going to take a walk along our driveway, or what will be our driveway, and see what this looks like before. Here we go. So, as you can see, it is extremely dense. This over here would be our property line going this way. Almost 22 acres, completely undeveloped. And we will go straight up this ridge until we get to our home site. So, me and my wife are empty nesters. We have a grown son, a daughter-in-law, a grandbaby, and a 12-year-old boxer lab mix that will be joining us out here at some point. Well, the dog will be out here right away. We don't know about the rest, but we're open. We are doing this because, for one thing, we like privacy, but more importantly, we want to be more healthy. We've seen that the food system is pretty well broken, and we want to have a little more control over our food, not be covered in glyphosates, have stuff that's grown in soil that still has nutrients in it. We plan on doing some regenerative agriculture on a small scale out here. We haven't decided on everything that we're going to do. We're thinking some goats to clear out all of this, and probably a few pigs to help us clear and prepare the soil. Out of the 22 acres, there's not enough to really have cattle, at least not many. Down the road, that could still be a possibility. So some pigs and goats to help prepare the land. You can see we got some stakes here, and that's to show the builders where our driveway is going to go. A few chickens for meat and eggs, and then fruit trees and a garden in its due time. The first thing we've got to do is get some infrastructure out here, some fencing, some buildings, garden, and probably chickens will be the first thing, just like everybody else. So we are coming up on the home site. This is about 100 yards worth of driveway to get us to a good private area. So right here is going to be about where the home site will be. And we'll come over here to this corner, and you can see what some more of the property looks like. If we come down the ridge just a little bit, feel like there's a good chance this is going to become a pond, just a small little pond, possibly for ducks if we have them in the future, possibly just for decoration, just for a little extra water to be able to water the garden if nothing else. We'll just have to dam up this area right here. And then, don't know if you'll be able to see this, but down in here is more of the bottoms of this area. There's some deep ridges and areas but we are on the top of the ridge, so I guess deep valleys would be the term for the bottoms. There will also be some hunting out here in the near future to help supplement some of our food and some for recreation. We've got a good population of deer and turkey. So this is coming up on the end of the ridge. This would actually be the backyard to our home, which would just be a little fenced area for our dog to go out when we're not with her. And just to give you an idea of the sun path, we'll scan up. You should be able to see the sun breaking through those leaves there. That is directly behind me now, and this is the path of the sun. The sun should rise, well, depending on the time of year, between there, and it's going to come straight up the driveway, meaning that our driveway is going to get a good path of sun for our garden to start at right out here. And then the afternoon sun, if we come up here going towards the afternoon sun, you will notice that the property drops off fairly short. If I can get through these thorns. I did not come dressed for this today because we just came from church. So, we don't plan on clearing the woods out in this direction. But if you can tell, it drops off fairly good right here. I'd say part of that's about a 30 to 40 degree grade. Part of it's about a 15 degree grade. And because it is lower, the tree canopy drops off pretty steep. And that means that we will get afternoon sun until about 2 to 4 o'clock, depending on the time of year. And then that sun will be shaded in our garden that needs less sunlight. Our brassicas, lettuce, greens, broccoli will have less sunlight to contend with, because those do tend to like some shade. But for now, this is the main thing that we need to see today, just so everybody can see what we're going to be dealing with as a before picture. Because as of Tuesday or Wednesday, as our excavator explained, it's going to look like a bomb went off in here. So top priority will be cleanup when we first get out here. There's going to be a lot of downed trees. We have, you can see, persimmons, several persimmons throughout the property. There's a whole gaggle of persimmons right here, and lots of huge pine. Of course, we're going to keep all the persimmons that we can, but we won't have a choice for these here where our home is going to go. And we're going to keep as many of the good oaks. We've got lots of good shagbark hickory out here on this ridge. There's another ridge this way, and this ridge continues on down here. There is an old water well we found that is over this way down the hill. I don't know if we'll be able to rehab that, but we'll be using city water, public water for now, filtered in the house, because we don't trust all the chemical crap that's in the water now. This will give you a better idea of the drop-off that we get over here. And at some point, whenever we're dressed for it, we'll take you down here and show you another good area for a pond or lake that may become that at some point. This, we're sandwiched between a small road and a larger highway. And then across the road on this highway is a fairly large creek that feeds a nearby river. So I would say there's this was probably all wetland at one point in the past 300 years or so. And this was actually, I'm pretty sure, cropland or pasture about 150 to 200 years ago. There is an old hand-dug well up on top of this ridge out this way. That's just a hole in the ground now. But you can tell by these tall pines that are growing up on this ridge that it was cleared at one point in the, you can see some of these pines here. If you don't know pines from their bark, this is what it looks like. At least the loblolly pine. And if we go all the way up, you can see the needles and the cones. And from what I understand, that's what's called a pioneer species. When the place gets clear cut, the pines tend to jump up first and fastest. And then these other smaller trees that you see in here, the oaks, the hickories, and the persimmons popped up. And I'm really excited for the persimmons. I don't know if you've ever tried persimmon, but if you get them, if you try to pick up a persimmon and eat it in August or sometimes even September, you're going to get a sour surprise and not a pleasant kind. But if you will wait until November, possibly even December if they're still falling, on smaller trees you can actually pluck off the dead fruit that's set there and dried, and you will get a good sweet treat that our pigs are going to love if we have pigs. The shagbark hickories out here are producing some nuts. We're going to do some timber stand improvement to allow those trees to produce some more nuts, give them some more place for their canopy to spread and get more sunlight. We got some May apples here. Might have some hickory chicks still available if they haven't been all killed off by the warmer weather yet. But this is it. This is our, my wife calls it her homestead. This is our homestead adventure. And the next time you see this, it is going to look much different. We're excited. If you guys have any advice, any suggestions on any of the projects that you think would be best to start first, we've already got the home coming. We've got plans for a carport and a garage of some type, a shed for our equipment, table saws, drills, lawnmowers, things like that. And then everything else comes after. If you have any ideas what you think would be best to start with, we're open. If anybody has any suggestions on how to do some of these things, if you are welcome to come see us. If there's anybody out there that's somewhat of an expert on some of these projects, we're in central to south central Kentucky, and we would be happy to have somebody give us a hand, show us some ropes. That's it. We will see you guys when this looks like a bomb went off. Bye.